don't know how many guys are going to be online, but yeah, things ain't working as well here. Everything was fine when we loaded up the stream, but hopefully we'll get everybody starting to come in and let me know if you guys are you're back here in the stream with me. Looks like we're starting to get some waiting to see if anybody's got any feed here so far. Yeah, my internet died like 30 seconds before we were ready to go live. It seemed like it locked up. Man, all right. Jason Van Isaac got me. Jared, hey guys. Trey, I don't know. You know, it's weird. It was doing the lead in, and internet was fine, and then boom, lost internet here. So it's yeah, crazy how that all works. We'll wait for everybody to get back hit, but I don't know. Maybe it's something me and internet when we're getting ready to go live when entry, something, you know, internet crashes, and now same thing here. So yeah, Murphy's Law. If it can happen, it will happen, right? All right, we're starting to get everybody back in line. Rob Rennis, are you online? I want to see if Rob's back. Rob, you back online, Rob? I had to stop the locked up stream and then restart. We had like 150 people on waiting to have our little chat. Ted Schmidt, how are you, Ted? We got guys even going to the Chili Bowl, checking things out. Good to have you. Hope you and the family are doing well. Colin Branch, how are you? Coming out from Washington next week. Rob Rennis is here. I want to give you props, Rob, because you TQ'd the chat in the first attempt here to go live. You were the first one that had something in the chat, so I give you props for TQ in the chat. Happy New Year, everybody. It is good to have everybody along. Excited. This is something I started last year, and it sure turned out to be a lot of fun. A chance for us to talk about things as we get ready for the big show, the 2024 RC Chili Bowl. And I know it's been the talk of the internet here over the last couple of weeks, and everybody's really excited to get back down to Tulsa for what is always an exciting and fun time, getting to go fast, turn left, see all our friends from coast to coast that come and join us. And it's always something that we look forward to kick off the new year going down to Tulsa. This is what, our 10th or something like that year of doing this with our team. And I kind of enjoy it more and more every year. And I think you and the racers and families also do that. Jamie Tenney's, you jinxed me. I was talking to Jamie before we went live, just talking about things and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. He's like, yeah, everything's going to be good unless you lose internet. So, Jamie, your fault because we lost it. So, hey, what's up? Some other names. Dwight Dunlap, how are you? Good to have you follow along. The new improved Jared Crumrine is checking things out. What's up? Uh-oh, no sound. I hope you guys can hear me. Who said no sound? Shane Smith. Brian Bowers, how are you? Good to have you follow along. Yeah, a whole lot of people online. Awesome. Almost 200 people. We'll get down into it again. Happy New Year. Welcome, everybody. We're here to talk about the RC Chili Bowl, talk about dirt oval racing, talk about whatever we want to talk about here in the next 45 minutes or whatever, how long this takes. And I appreciate everybody taking some time to go over this. We came up with this idea to do a kind of like driver's meeting for a better word or whatever you want to call it, to just kind of save some time for the big show and kind of go over the procedures, the format, how things are going to go, any questions that you guys and girls may have about how things are going to happen next week in Tulsa for the Chili Bowl. So we hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. Santa Claus brought you lots of cool stuff and lots of cool things to use maybe next week at the Chili Bowl. And hopefully everybody had a safe New Year's. Nobody went out on amateur night and misbehaved and stuff like that. So hopefully everybody had a good one. As we begin the new year, everybody's obviously talking about Dirt Oval, but last weekend there was a big show that went on, kind of the prelude, if you will, to our big race. They had the I-44 Winter RC Shootout Race. Dewey, Resch, and Matt had a big show down there, and it was a fantastic event. Talked to a lot of guys that went down there, really had a good time, and it was something that was really, really excited. Everybody was excited to go to kind of kick off the new year, and the venue that they have for that really turned out nice. They set up a beautiful track. I watched a lot of the stream that they had, and really tip of the hat to Matt and Dewey for doing a great job. Dewey ran a flawless program. He really went on time, and everybody I talked to said they had a great time. So congratulations. 244 entries they had. So that's a lot of entries for a weekend race. 121 people were there. So that's pretty cool. And want to give some props to the A-Main folks out there. They had the novice class. Claire was the winner of the novice class. That was cool. They had a novice class there. I'm a big fan of the novice classes. Midgets. Here's a name that we've all heard many, many times. Justin Dremeyer took the win in the midget division. Very popular division. Then they had SC Mod. John Baxter took the win. Dustin Malicote was second. Daniel Fisher rounded out the podium in SC Mod. Then Eddie Gaines took the win in the street stock. Jason Van Nuys took the second spot, and David Johnson was third. In Midwest Modified, Mike Murphy Jr. ended up taking the W in that one from the TQ. So took the TQ and the win. Late model, starting in number 4 spot. Alex Fanning took the win in the late model division. They also have the crate late model. Jeff Green, the NASCAR man himself. Jeff Green taking the win from the TQ. And in the 410 sprint, Jared Howard ended up taking the win. Joe Lewis was second. Mike Murphy Jr. rounded out the podium. So congratulations to the guys down there. Sound like you had a great race, and congratulations for a good show. Way to kick off the new year and get everybody excited about doing a little dirt oval to kick off the new year. Any of you guys in the chat room go down there and there's John. John, yep. Congratulations. Yeah, it sounds like it was really good show. Robbie Worth, how are you? Long time no see. Downtown Jeff Brown from SXT. How you doing, Jeff? Hope you're healing up well. Best of luck here in your recovery, buddy. Appreciating the updates. So we start talking Chili Bowl. You start with last year, right? Last year, Street Stock kicked off the show. Our mains. Drake Hartzell ended up taking the win last year. Dan Trimber and Scott Earhart rounded out your top 3 in our Street Stock division. In the non-wing, it was Brian Breckenridge taking the win. From the number 3 starting spot, Tim Rothenberger from the 8 went 3rd, and Jennifer Lathrop started 4th, finished 3rd. Midwest Modified. There's a name we just saw from taking a win here at the last weekend. Justin Dremeyer took the win from the TQ. Max Fleur and Grant Rouse round out your top 3 from last year in Midwest Modified. In the Master Sprint, us old guy, Eddie Hill, took the win. And look at that number next to his name, 10. That's right. From the back to the front. All you need is chip in a chair, they say. And he made full use of it and was able to do it. So props to Eddie taking the Masters. Late model, Max Fleur took the win. Grant was 2nd, Justin Dremeyer 3. Late model is big this year, folks. We got a lot of people in late model, a whole lot. 2nd biggest class. Outlaw Sprint, Grant Rouse took the win. Max Fleur was 2nd. Matt Perrier ended up 3. Perrier's not joining us this year. Going to be odd not having them guys there. Wesley was 4. Brian Breckenridge 5. SCB Mod, Jason Van Nuys took the win. From the pole position, Cole was 2nd. Brian was 3rd. And SCA Mod, it was Zach Freeman took the win. Addison Kroll 2nd, and Zach Rose round out your top 3. So that's kind of a recap of last year's festivities. I like to do that. Go back and see who was on the top of the boxes, taking a win last year. Want to kind of get into our format and things that we're going to be doing, how we're going to kind of go into things for this year, what everybody can expect for this year's RC Chili Bowl. We begin everything Monday is when load-in is, everything like that. That is going to start at 9 a.m. for what is going to be a really exciting year for the RC Chili Bowl. Entries, as we all know, it's been was crazy, sold out right away, and we appreciate everybody with their patience and taking part. And it's going to be an exciting event. Want to start off thanking all our great sponsors. You got another wonderful lineup of sponsors. The industry really supports all of you racers and this event, and supports it. For those of you that have been there, you know the manufacturers are always awesome with all the sponsors set up there. And we want to thank all these companies that are being part. We want to thank Custom Works, TMGFRP, Hobby Wing, McAllister, 5-Star Hobbies, Wits RC Racing, J Concepts, Power Products, Fusion Motorsports, Trackside Hobbies. We thank all those folks for their sponsorship, along with BeachRC.com, Tekin, Exalt, DE Racing, The Graphic Shop, Boca Bearing, No Limit Graphics, Shark Bodies, Motive, Papa Willie's, A-Main, McLaren, Salvus RC, R1, Dynotech, Gravity RC, Donathan RC, SXT, Power HD, Inertia Screws, and Lifetime, MX Trophies, and StickandOneRacing.com. All those folks play a part in allowing us to bring you the big show, and we can't thank them enough for their support, sending the teams. And it's really great to see how the manufacturer's row has really evolved over the last few years. If you've been with us for many, many years, it's kind of grown and grown to the idea and the vision that we had when we started with RC Chili Bowl, to really make it I guess you call it like a hobby show for the dirt oval world, where all the manufacturers were there and you could go talk to them, talk to the teams. And if you ran, a car, you could go there and get advice and get suggestions, get set up, help, things like that. But over the last couple of years, the teams have really elevated and, really supported with a lot of support parts and things like that, and bringing more and more supplies to the race. And it is just anything you want in the dirt oval world, you can get it next week at the RC Chili Bowl. And it's really great. It makes us proud that, the manufacturers have really embraced it. If you look at some of the pictures from 6, 7, 8 years ago, when we first started this and everything, and it was just, everybody was just a basic easy up, and a sign taped to the back of the easy up and stuff like that. And now, the teams have really embraced the look and the professionalism and really have gone all out. And it really makes for a great presentation. And when the spectators come in, if you've been over to the big show, in some ways, I think ours even looks better than some of the setup that they have over there. So it's really a testament to the sponsors. They put the time and the energy to really make something special. And we thank them all. We're going to go over the schedule that we're going to do next week. And I'm going to put this up so everybody can take a look at it here. This is straight off the chilibowl.com, rcchilibowl.com website. Kind of gives you a rundown of what's going on. So Monday is going to be load-in. That's going to start at 9 a.m. We're going to begin load-in maybe a little bit earlier if everything's rolling well and we got everything on schedule. We'll do that a little early. But 9 o'clock's the official time, and we're going to load in. The load in is obviously, for those that have been there, it can be stressful. We try to take the stress out of it. If you've never been there, it's, you got to queue up and line up at the doors, and then, we just patiently move everybody in. We got everybody in a little, I think it was an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes last year. We were able to get everybody loaded in, and it works out really well. You just drive in, unload your stuff by where you're going to set up, and then pull out and then come back and do all your setup. And we're able to get everybody through pretty quick, and it works out really well. And that's going to be on Monday. Then Monday, Once loaded in, we're going to have registration open, and you can come pick up your T-shirts. Non-wing guys can pick up your motors. We got your raffle tickets, stuff like that, and you'll be able to do all that on Monday during the day. And then Monday at 4 o'clock, talking about practice. 4 o'clock on Monday, we're going to have practice. That's going to go 4 to 8, just open practice, and just get everybody on track and get some laps turned in. This is a new schedule that we came up with last year, and it worked out really well to try to get everybody a little bit more track time. We all want track time. We want as much as we can, but that's what we're going to do. And it worked out really well. And so get set up and get checked in as soon as possible. Then you get on a track at 4 o'clock. Motor Tech, we changed things not Motor Tech. We changed things for Car Tech, where it went by groups last year, and it went really, really well. Last year, the previous year's Tech was it was tough on Monday for the Tech crew and for you guys and girls racers. It took a lot of time. So the guys came up with an idea last year to do it by divisions, and it worked out way better. And we're going to do the same thing this year. Once Tech opens, we're going to start with street stock. They're going to get all the street stock drivers through. So have your stuff ready. Street stock going to come through. They got one set of gauges. We're going to tech everything, and then you'll be through. Then after that, we go to non-wing, then Midwest mod, sprints, late models, and SC mods. That's how we'll do the tech. It worked out really well, like I said, and we're going to do the same thing this year. Tuesday, we will have practice in the morning. We'll have the heat set up, and we will have 2 rounds of practice. The first round is just practice. We'll have lap times, but they don't mean anything. The second round will be our seeding round, and that'll be the same heats in that you're in for round 1 of practice. Then the seeding round, you'll go out there, and it's a 3-minute practice run. We have 1 minute in between, so we click things around to try to keep things going. And we made this change last year, and it was a really, really good change. Everybody really liked it. Throughout the course of your 3-minute practice run, the live time system will look at your 5 fastest laps during that entire 3-minute run. Doesn't have to be consecutive, anywhere during your run. Take your 5 fastest laps and creates an average, and that average will be used for setting up the heats for the heat race qualifying format that we use. And that's also your tiebreaker. And it was a big success last year. We used to do 3 consecutive laps, and that was a challenge for a lot of the years, trying to get 3 good laps in back to back to back. So this new format really worked out well, and we'll be doing that again. And for those that were there last year, Live Time has updated the online thing, so it will show up online on your mobile device or on your laptop or iPad or whatever, and to show the current rankings for each year, or for each round. So that's going to happen Tuesday. Then we'll set up the heats in the heat race qualifying format. Wednesday, we open at 7, start at 8 with qualifying. We'll do a round each day, 1 round Wednesday, 1 round Thursday, 1 round on Friday. Pretty much the same schedule as we did last year. The class order is going to be the same. I think we finally got to a point where it really works, and the format and the class structure, everything like that. The rebuilds where we had them worked out really well last year. So that's all going to stay the same. We may have to make some adjustments depending on track conditions, how many heats we end up having, things like that. But right now we're going in with, a very similar format that we used last year. Qualifying those 3 days, and Friday after round 3 of qualifying, we'll set up the mains. We will run some lower mains on Friday. I think last year we ran till 9:30, something like that, and plan to do that again. And then we'll kick it off on Saturday. Open at 7. We start at 7:30 on Saturday. 30 minutes earlier, we're starting to try to get everything in, and our goal is to get everything done by 7 o'clock. So we start a little earlier on Sunday. When we're out there for practice, a few years ago, we made the pit lane, and it's really improved the quality of practice and racing and everything. So now the mechanics can do it right there, not on the racetrack or in the top of the turns. We have a really nice pit lane, so all the mechanics can go there in the pit lane. That's where you do your adjustments. If you need to adjust a car, that's when you do it. During open practice, during seating practice, before the races, once racing, and we call you in to make adjustments, stuff like that, that's all done in the pit lane. Don't be that guy standing in the top of turn 2 to make the adjustment. Everything is done in the pit lane, please. It really helps out and creates less ruckus out on a racetrack. When you come to tech, once racing begins and once seating, everything like that, you come up to tech with dry tires. Your tires must be dry when they come up to tech. So they're not dripping wet with additive you just put on them in your pit area. They must come dry to the tech area. If they're wet, they're going to kick you back out of tech and you have to dry them off. So it's on you guys to do that. It worked out really well the last 2 years, has really improved the quality of the racetrack because we have less additive now getting in the dirt. And if you rewind a couple years ago, that was a big problem. So your tires must be dry when you come to the racetrack, starting from the first practice on Monday. When you go out there, even on the free practice, dry tires. Don't put wet tires down on a racetrack, please. Track rebuilds are going to be pretty much like we did last year. We got the same equipment. Travis has got all his stuff. So we got all the equipment. Midtown Rentals is providing the ditch witch digger thing. I don't know what it's called. Harley rake, I think. Is that what it is, Travis? So we're going to be doing that again. And Travis and the guys are going to be busting their tail to get that trued up and keep the racetrack in the best condition as possible. When you go to tech, when racing starts, seating, everything like that, please go to tech early. Get there a race before. There's a lot of people to get through for each race. So please be there early. And it just makes everything go much, much better. Have your bodies off so they can get to the voltage to check the battery voltage, stuff like that. So please think ahead when you go to tech. So it just makes it much easier for them to do that. All the rules are online, rcchilibowl.com. You can go there and click on the rules tab. It's got everything there. So make sure you familiarize yourself with all the rules. We're not going to cover them all here during this drivers meeting. You can go and read those, but make sure that you do. When you go through tech, excuse me, on Monday when there's open tech, they'll check everything on your cars. They'll check all the things that we can check. Once racing starts, they're not going to do full tech on your car. Each round, Tim and Trey will change. They'll check something. They're going to check wings this time. They're going to check, the deck or whatever each time. Excuse me. So it's going to be something different every time. But when you come through, and if they find a disparity, something is wrong in round 2 or round 3, you can say, hey, I got through last time. Well, they didn't check that last time. So it's your responsibility to make sure your car fits all specifications and all rules. It's not the job of the tech guys to find what's wrong. They're going to inspect everything. You can go through and make sure your car is clear on all the aspects of tech. But if they find something during round 1, 2, or 3, when they're just checking different things, it's on you that they weren't at the specifications they need. So again, you'll have all day Monday to do that, get your car checked, and then you can do it again on Tuesday during the practice when you come back through. So make sure you're on that. After you go through tech, there's kind of a horse corral we have behind the driver's stand. That's where you'll go. We have numerous stairs that go up onto the driver's stand. We ended up doing that during the whole crazy COVID stuff, and it worked out really well. Same with, we have barricades on the driver's stand that designate spots, and that was such a big success that we've kept it, and it really has worked out really well that there's designated spots to stand. So we will continue with that. So when you go behind the driver's stand, don't go up on the stairs and on the flat of the driver's stand before the race. Once the race is over, then you can go. And people ask why. Because RC racers are RC racers. They're up there, they start talking, and you're 3 feet from the guys that are trying to concentrate and drive, and you wouldn't want somebody behind you laughing and goofing and having a conversation. So out of the respect for everyone, we ask you to please just stay down on the dirt. Once the race is over, then you can walk on a driver's stand and grab your spot. That being said, if you're on a driver's stand and unfortunately something happens, car brake shuts down, something like that, please stay on the stand. Don't walk off the driver's stand, bump somebody, shake the driver's stand, things like that. Please stay on the driver's stand. You're going to be up there for the duration of the race, so please stay up there. We appreciate it. Respect to all the guys that are on the driver's stand. Excuse me. While the race is going on, whatever, as I mentioned, all adjustments are in the pit lane. That goes for just during racing too. Before the race, when we call you in, everything's done in the pit lane. During the race, if you choose to come in the infield and stop for 5-10 seconds, then we're assuming you're done and you stay there. No adjusting the radio and then going back out, or you regain your emotions or whatever and you go back out. Once you're in the infield and you stop, then you're done. If you need to make a radio adjustment and stuff like that, pull in the pit lane and do that. But we don't want to have incidents where somebody stops and then pulls out in traffic and things like that. That's why we have the pit lane. So please do that. For the mains, with our format that we use, top 6 will lock in each category, and then we break down into like double main or Christmas tree format. So the next group goes into the B odd and B even, then the C odd, C even, and so like that, and then we bump all the way up. We'll bump 2 up from the lower mains, and then so we get 6 that lock, and then it goes 8, and then we bump up from the lower mains. Those that are in some of the biggest classes like Outlaw and Late Model, you're going to have maximum 1 race or minimum 1 race to get ready for main time. So you got to make sure that you have an extra battery, stuff like that with you. So if you're fortunate to bump up, you can just change that right away. You don't have to marshal if you bump up, but you're going to be in some ways up in the next race. So race, then there's going to be 1 race and then your race again. So make sure you prepare. We'll talk about this during the course of the event, but just something I wanted to cover here. For our race, everybody in the A main gets an award. We have wonderful awards from MX Trophies. We got the big golden drillers for the winners of all the A features. So everybody in the A gets them. We'll give all those trophies away at the end of the event. For the lower features, if you bump up, win the lower features, you get an award, and we'll present those right after your race. Once we get into the meat of the mains, you'll have to marshal because you'll have plenty of time. Then after you're done marshaling, you come over and see us by scoring and timing, and we have a podium area there that will take your picture. Joel will take it, and we'll present you with your feature win award. So again, winner of all the lower mains will get an award, and everybody in the A main gets an award. We have a pretty cool thing again this year. If you were there last year, you watched video or photos or anything, Wits Racing is sponsors cars over at the big show, and they brought a couple over the last couple years. Last year, Cruz Penderground was there, and it was really awesome to see. And they're going to do it again this year. Not sure when date. Probably it's Wednesday or Thursday is when, depending what works into their schedule. But we're going to have a couple midgets come over. Some of the drivers are going to come over, and it's really a cool opportunity for us to get up close and personal, and really connects us with the big show. We're not just, somebody over there in their building. I mean, a lot of the spectators come over. A lot of the racers, through the years have come over. A couple of years ago, Kyle Larson, son Owen came out. They hung out. And like I said, last year, Cruz Penderground and his drivers came. And it's really a cool thing. So it's going to be cool to have them. So look forward to that. We have Live RC coming this year. We're going to have live video coverage from Live RC. So we're going to have numerous cameras stationed around the venue, the racetrack, and moving cameras and stuff like that. So it's going to be cool to have them there to really make everybody in the world get a chance to see the RC Chili Bowl. So I'm really excited to have them there. I want to click in here. I'm going to try to get into the ask any questions if you guys have here as part. I'm going to try to get them all, but we'll see here if we can see any. Anybody got any questions? No questions. Just so far, that's good. Yes, the driver stand has worked out really well. We expanded it last year to make it a little bit bigger. So we have 12 spots on the driver stand. So you got more of a choice of where you want to stand depending when you get up there. So, and of course, Dustin will go all the way to your left as you stand, because that's where Dustin always stands. But anybody got any questions? Penny, yes, races will be on YouTube. They're going to be on streamed on Facebook. It's going to be on the Scotty Ernst YouTube page. It's going to be on the Live RC YouTube page, which is really cool because they have like almost 100,000 subscribers to their page. It's 80 or 90. I don't know. Last time I looked, it was getting close to 100,000, and that's really a great opportunity for us to showcase Dirt Oval. So when people are they subscribe, you obviously know how it works. Pops up on their feed, and boom, all of a sudden they're watching a Dirt Oval race, and it's really neat how that works. So it's really really a cool opportunity to have Live RC and use the power that they have. Pat McCracken. Pat's the man that behind the scenes that makes everything happen. Pat works there at the Expo Square. He's been an RC racer for ages. Him and I have raced a long time together, and he's a big help to us. So, Pat, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm wheels up here in I don't know, 10 hours or so, less than that. So, yeah, we're out. So, yes, Pat, you can enter whatever class you want. Doug, you have a trailer. That's no, because it's too hard to get trailers out of the exit door, depending what size it is. So we'll have to call an audible and we'll see if we'll be able to get that in. You don't have to wait in line to load in. You can park out to I always forget, east side maybe, our exit door, and you can load your stuff in manually. That's up to you. A lot of people do that. So you don't have to wait in the long line. So that's entirely up to you. You can do that. No, for the Sprint, you can just have the hood off so you can get into that to check the battery. So you don't have to have the whole cage and everything off. We want to do that. And Tim Big Nuts on there. Tim, one of our tech guys, and I saw Trey's in there too. So they're going to tell you how it is. They run the show over there. So yeah, they'll tell you exactly what they need. Paul Valdez, class order. Once I set up the heats and everything like that, I'll have the class order. But just so you know, what is it? It's street stock wingless. Sec wingless, then Midwest Mod, then Master Sprint, then late model and Sprint. We're going to split them up again like we did last year. Run half of the late model heats, then half of the sprints, then rebuild, then half of the late model, half of the sprints, just like we did last year. That really worked out well. And then the SE classes are towards the end. Larry Wright, how you doing? RC Grove, no, there was only one. There was one round of practice. But still, you get lap times, but it's not used for seating, and then one round of seating. You are correct, sir. Hi, Mike Cressley. How are you? Yes, the second round is seating. That is correct. Will, no idea about that. We're trying to get some good drivers over from the big show to come over and do a little exhibition and stuff like that with some midgets. It's a tall order to try to do. We're trying to get to the right people and everything like that. So it's trying to happen, but don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but we're trying. Oh, no worries. What other questions? Tony Mitchell's asking if the trailers can get in earlier. No, trailers load in the Explorer barn. Travis will take care of that. That happens on Monday morning, 9 o'clock also. That's in the room next to us. And as we tell everybody, the 3/4 of the building is enclosed. There's just that one doorway. So make sure you bring a heater and stuff like that for your trailer and stuff like that. It looks like it's going to be a little chilly next week. So it's going to be like it was a few years ago. But so dress warm. It's still short weather, though. Don't worry. It's still shorts and a hoodie. weather. But yeah, if you got a trailer, make sure you bring a heater. So if you're going to be in your trailers late, you got some more. Dadgum. That's right. I got to start getting my Oklahoma lingo going, Lakin, right? Dadgum. First time caller, long time listener, Grace Topic, loved the show. LJ, my hero, how you doing? And what side the vendors will be on and will be as similar to last year. Here's the, so you guys can see the, there. This LJ is asking a question. I have a kind of idea. I have a floor plan and everything, but much like it goes every year, there's always something that we have to call an audible and move stuff around. So nothing that I can post or things like that, because that just gets you in trouble. Because then, hey, I was supposed to be over here, so we we save that. I say, hey, Dan Marr, the wonder from down under from Australia, checking in. How you doing, Dan? Exactly. You know, it's always shorts weather, Dan. Dan and Jerry, good friends of mine from Australia, came to Cleveland for our big race, and I had a good time. And then they went to the Florida for the World Championship. So good to see you online. Scotty Barnes, how are you, Scott? Hope you're doing well. Oh, yeah, you see that, Scott? The time zone trophy from when I laid whoops. Yeah, on Rick. Where is it? Right up there? Yeah, exactly. So that's all right. That's important, Scott. That was my first endeavor in 8 scale, and my nemesis, Rick Wong, had to bow to the for Scotty putting the whoops on him. So yeah, that's a good memory for sure. Chris Fiera is making his return to the RC Chili Bowl. I don't know if you read that on Facebook there, but Chris is making his return. So he'll be signing autographs in the DE Racing pit area over there. So make sure you go over there and ask him for his autograph. Limited time only. There's only going to be certain hours he's going to be signing autographs. Full on RC chiming in from the UK. How are you? So it's not only Chili Bowl, folks. It's people from around the world, and good to have you folks online checking things out. Any other questions that we got going on? I think I covered pretty much most of the stuff. I want to give a shout out here and a thanks to all the drivers on the wait list. It guts me how things had worked out. We always wanted the RC Chili Bowl to grow to be the spectacle it is, the World Championship. There's no argue. It's the biggest dirt oval race in the world. And really, if you win one of the classes, there's no doubt you can, consider yourself world champion, because it's that big an event. And we always wanted it to grow that big, but we never wanted it to grow to the size where people couldn't get in. We rewind the last 4 or 5 years when it really, really grew and started to become popular. We had a lot of people sign up. And then, like always, there's 50, 60, 70 guys that sign up on the entry date, but then drop out because they can't get off of work or holidays or family situations, things like that. So we've always been able to get people off the wait list. And I was really confident that would happen this year, but we didn't have as many people drop off as we had in the past. And the amount of people on the wait list was massive. We were over 70. So over the course of the last week, I personally called every driver that was on the wait list. I talked to probably more than half of them I was able to reach. Otherwise, I left a message and sent them a message. And just, I'm really sorry. So if there's folks that are online watching here, our drivers meeting, and you're on the wait list and you can't make it, I truly am sorry. That was for sure not what we had planned for this race to get that big. And, we really can't have, 750, 800 entries. Yeah, it'd be great to say, we got 800 entries, but there's just not enough time in the day to hold that race, do the rebuilds and everything, give everybody some track time, for practice and stuff like that, and run an 800 entry race. So we really can't. Some people were confused about the online list. It had, 750 or so, but that included everybody in the wait list. So, our goal has always been around the 600 mark. So we're going to be somewhere around that 610, 620, something like that is what I assume we're going to be. And, I'm really sorry for the folks that are on the wait list that you couldn't get in. And we're going to give everybody a big heads up next year. Everybody have plenty of time to know, but we are going to be making a change for next year's registration to simplify things for not only you folks, but especially on our end. When registration goes live, you will have to pay your entry fee when you register. If you don't pay your entry, you're not going to be registered and the spot won't be open. So you have to make your payment at registration. We know it's sold out in minutes this year. And I'm sure we're going to break the internet again next year and all that stuff, but you will have to make your payment. So you got 9 months notice to start saving the funds if you're coming to the Chili Bowl, that you will have to make payment upon registration. PayPal payments the only way you're going to be able to sign up next year. And for those that sign up and don't pay, you're not going to have a spot. That way, it's really going to help us. So many people signed up, and then we had the payment date a month and a half later, and that just caused way too many problems logistically for on my end and for the racers that were on the wait list. So again, we'll talk about it at the race, but now it's so everybody knows plenty of months in advance. When registration goes live next year, you will have to make a PayPal payment that time to do it. I know we've allowed mail-in payments and things like that, but we're not going to be able to do that to make it easier for everyone. PayPal-only payments next year. So if you don't have a PayPal account, you got plenty of time to do it. Tuck some money in there, and you'll have it ready for registration next year. So that's going to be the big change, and it's really going to make things much easier, and we hope alleviate some of the problems with the wait list. Sean Ganung, Sean, you going to make it next year? I hope you'll bring the show next year. Got your spot there at the end for all your interviews and everything like that. So love to have you back. Hope you can make it. Any other questions that I missed? Yeah, Max will be in shorts for sure. Rob Moots is asking, how often do we rebuild the track? We rebuild it. We try to do it every 12, 15 races. It really depends. Travis kind of makes the call once he sees how's the track's looking and things like that. Sometimes we won't do a rebuild. Like a lot of times we don't do rebuilds like on that first round of practice. Travis will water it, or maybe he's got to water and run it with the grate and the tractor or the screen and stuff like that. But Travis makes the call on that, and we do it. So we try to do it. Once we figure out what our method is, then we try to stick to the same way throughout each day. If it was after race 15, we did a rebuild. That's the way it'll be every day. Something I wanted to cover, the heat race qualifying format. I didn't really talk about that in detail, and I want to explain that for the folks that haven't been there. What that is, when we took over the Chili Bowl, we wanted to get away from the standard IFMAR, laps or minutes, go car 1, go car 2, just boring qualifying. So we wanted to make it, races like they do next door at the big show. So we, the guys at Live Time were nice enough to write software that kind of gave us this point system. And that's how we do it. So you do your seed time, and we'll set the heats from that. So if you're the fastest time in your division, you'll be car 1, race 1. Or in the last race. So if there's 10, let's say there's 100 guys or whatever, you'll be car 1 in race 10. If you're the second fastest seed, you'll be car 1, race 2. If you're the third fastest seed, you'll be car 1, race 3. Fourth fastest seed, car 1, race 4, all the way down to the end of that division. And then let's say we had 100 guys, 10 in a heat. So if you're 10th fastest seed, you'll be car 1, race 10. Then if you're 11 seed, you're going to be car 2, race number 10. I should have said car 1, race 1. Then if you're 11 seed, you'll be car 2, race 10. Then 12 seed, car 2, race 9. Then 13 seed, car 2, race number 8. Kind of like that. So once that's all sorted out, you'll have first qualifier, 11th qualifier, 22nd qualifier, 33rd qualifier, and so like that in your heat race. And that's how they roll off. We do a rolling start. Do you think we're going to have restarts this year? Yeah, I know. I wishful thinking. But if I say we're not going to have any restarts now, it doesn't jinx us. But so we do restarts. If there's those of you guys that haven't been there, if there's a bad start, we want to try to get one full lap in. And if there's a wreck, then we'll restart it. If a guy spins out or something on his own and doesn't affect anybody else, then we stay green. And I was happy to see I-44. I watched a lot of the stream, and I see Dewey was doing the restarts and everything like that. I know not everybody's a fan of that, but I do think it's the best way to do it. In my years of experience, you work so hard to get where you are, and there's nothing worse than somebody coming and dumping you in the first corner and stuff like that after you work so hard to get to the pole or whatever position. So we do the restarts. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but we do it, and I think it works well. So we're going to do that. So no, Mike, no 8 restarts. No, don't jinx us like that. So that's how the heat race format. Then we run round 1, then round 2 we invert. So if you won your heat in round 1, then you're going to start in the back for round 2. Then we do a regrouping for round 3, and then based on the points of all of them, and then we go and to round 3, and then we set the paint. So there's no throwouts. All 3 rounds count. So all 3 matter. And then the tie break, again, is your seeding time. In your seeding round, out of your full 3-minute run, take your 5 fastest laps, make an average, and that's your seed time and also your tie break, because there is going to be where 3 guys have wins and stuff like that. So the seeding is very important. John, can we get a max restart? Rarely do we have to do that many. After we get to 3, I try to spread everybody out about a half a track, and it does help. So usually that's the ticket, but I'm wishful thinking that we don't have to do that. Thank you, Tim. Tim was answering a question. Ryan asked something about before, I assume, for the non-wing motors. So all the motors are checked and before time, so everything's good. Any other questions? Everything. Oh, how long we've been going? What time is it? Oh, it's almost 45-ish minutes here. So I want to kind of wrap this up and see if there's any other questions. Oh, yes. Thank you, Chris. Yes. Thank you. See, a good question. Forgot that I wanted to bring it up. So yes, everything will be laps this year. Last year, we just did the features were laps, and we still did timed races for our heat races, but heat races will be laps. And we try to find out exactly how many laps to get to that 4 minutes. Ended up being 345 or 350, 405, some of them, depending last year, how it went for the mains, but we try to get right to that 4-minute barrier, but somewhere around that, depending, we'll know more how many laps everybody gets, things like that, but we try to get a good basis and set. So it will be lap races for everything. And I really like that, because that's how racing is, and that's how it should be. We don't, we want to race to the checkered flag, not somebody's got, 2 laps on the field, and, I want everybody to race to the finish line for the end. Any other questions that we got going on? Yes, not. Remember, trailer guys, you will load in Monday. Bring the cash to pay. You'll pay Travis when you come in to load in. We got a bunch of trailers again. It's the only way we can still have trailers is to rent that barn next door to be able to do it. I don't know if they're going to keep doing it. The venue is getting busy. There's the rodeo, huge rodeo, the week after our event in Big Ford Arena next door. And I know they were talking about starting to build some of the horse stalls and stuff like that. So I don't know if the future is going to be where we're going to be able to keep trailers coming to the race. I want to, because I know a lot of guys enjoy that, but it's really, we're at the mercy of the venue. And if that Explorer barn is still available, then we'll be able to do it. But we'll know more as we come next year. Don't know yet. Let's see, anything else here? Dre Blant, no late signups. We're at capacity, and if we said we're going to have late signups, man, we'll have another 100 guys there, and then we're at 700 plus entries, and that's That's no bueno. That's not going to work. So no late signups. Everybody is signed up. Everybody that's in the event pretty much is paid. So if somebody, we've communicated with everybody that's on the entry list. Anybody that's not coming has told us, and so there's unfortunately not going to be any room for anybody to just show up and drive. I'm really sorry for that. We want to be able to get everybody into the race, but unfortunately not possible. Yes, if you have a problem, you burn up your motor or something, we do have a few extras that we forecast in, but yeah, not enough. You're gonna have to not enough for everyone to get 2 motors. So take care of those motors. No, all cars will not go the number of laps. So if the race is 40 laps, once the leader completes lap 40, everybody else will finish the lap. And if I'm 4 laps down, then I finish with 36 laps. But laps and times don't matter in the heat race qualifying format. And that's what's so cool about it. So it doesn't matter. Position is where you want. You want to win your heat race. So if you finish second, with 35 laps and, the other guys had 30 laps or whatever, it's places is what matters. You get 1 point for a win, second place, or 2 points for second place in a heat race, 3 points for third in a heat race, stuff like that. So laps and times don't matter. So if the track changes, if the heat before you, did 40 laps in, let's say, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and you do 40 laps in 4 minutes, doesn't matter at all, because you got the heat race win, and that's all that matters. Getting the W, that's the key. So getting your highest point ranking, that's what's best. Need anything from Bucky Mike Harrison? You stopping at the world's biggest truck stop or biggest store, Bucky's? What is that, on I-80, I think? Oh, Lynn Curl, I'd love to move it to the big room for sure. I'd love to have, a building where we could do 2 tracks and stuff like that. If you listen carefully, I think that's Travis just hanging up on me right there. So no, Travis, I'm just kidding. No 2 tracks. But no, this is the biggest facility that we can rent there. And I'd love to get the arena next door, but they got that big rodeo, as I was saying, and we just can't get in. So we are where we are. Yes, the tie break is your seating time. So if your average time is 5.89 or whatever, that's your time. That's what. So if you get 3-1, so you got 3 points, and Jimmy's got 3, then they look at the seed time. Whoever has the fastest seed time will get the tie break. And that's why this new format of looking at your whole practice seeding run, that was the second round on Tuesday, not the first one, the second one. Look at your full run, take your 5 fastest laps, average them together. So it really, really takes a lot of the stress out of it. If you get in a wreck or something like that, or you need to make an adjustment, you got plenty of time to do 5 laps in 3 minutes. So it works out really well. Doors open 9 o'clock, Grant, on Monday is when we're going to begin. Grant is asking a question, what time? It may open a little earlier. If everything's inside, we're ready to go and everything, we'll crack the doors early for sure. But 9 o'clock is our scheduled time. Same with the load in for the trailers. Rusty, how many people signed up total? I don't have that in front of me. The total entries, I think at one time we were at 760, I think, including the waitlist drivers. Bodies, I think we're at 320, something like that. I think 320 people that have signed up right now. Lakin, I'm not making predictions, not at all. All right, that's all I got, folks. I appreciate everybody coming. I didn't look how many. We got over 200 people online, but not only Chili Bowl people, my friends from around the world, which is pretty awesome. Really great. Jason, manufacturers load in on Sunday. That's correct. Sunday afternoon. And they have all the information for that. That's manufacturers only. Hey, Robert, don't forget the chili. Yes, you got to have chili at the Chili Bowl, right? I'm always curious to find out why they called it the Chili Bowl at the big show next door. I know some of you guys in the throbbing brain have that answer, but I don't know. Jose Gaday, welcome. Hey, my bro, Boomer, what's up? Good talk. Yes, you seem a little distant. Yes, Pat McCracken, we'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock for sure. Thanks, Ed. So do I. I hope everything goes smooth. We're going to have fun for sure. All right, Cheryl, yes, we will see you on Monday. Jared says, Chili Bowl Chili Company, were they the original sponsor of it? Is that where it came from? There you go. Chris knows. Boom. Throbbing Brain knows all. Hey, did you guys see Rico was down in Australia running? That was pretty awesome. My fellow RC commentator, Chris Mitchell, is from Australia. RC racer. I say the best RC commentator in our business. He's amazing. And he announces at the Perth Motorplex where they were racing. And he did the interviews with Rico and the guys and was doing some of the play-by-play. So it was really cool to see Chris doing that. And he did a phenomenal job. Great interviews with Rico and the guys. It was really, really cool. It was cool to see. What's up, Sonny? How are you? I got you hooked up like a tow truck, Sonny. I got everything set for you, so you're good to go. Oh, Flow Racing just did. Thanks, Drake. I'll have to look that up because I'm curious. Bill Abbott, everybody chiming in. So good. That's all I got, folks. I don't want to keep this rambling on. I love to talk with everybody, but we got a lot to go. I'm wheels up here. I got to leave for the airport here at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we got lots to get ready in here. If there's no other questions, again, I thank everybody for being here. Great to have this on the horizon. This is something I look forward to every year, especially this year. It's really built up, be something big. And, with I'm going to have the midgets over again. And it's just going to make for a great time. See all the friends that I made through the years from coast to coast. And we're literally coast to coast again this year. People from all over. I'm going to try to get a state count this year to find out where and when everybody is. Make sure if you haven't been to our Chili Bowl page, go to the Facebook page, Chili Bowl. We're going to be doing all the updates on our Instagram page, on Facebook, all that. It's going to be on Live RC. The website is going to be for scoring and everything will be rcchilibowl.liverc.com is where everything will be. It'll be streamed on all the platforms. You won't be able to not find it on Facebook. So it's going to be really, really cool. So thanks everybody for coming. Boom. Something I forgot. Most important, transponders, everybody. Transponders. I'm a failure. I forgot to mention this earlier. I even had it in my notes over here. Transponders. I sent that email out 2 days ago. How many people you think I got transponders for? Out of 600 entries, not everybody. But I give props because some of the top guys even gave me their transponders. So I was pretty impressed. Dustin, Max, some of the guys sent me their transponders. It was good. But I need the transponders. That way, on Monday during free practice, I am not putting transponders in. I can watch what's going on the racetrack. But last year, I had probably 300 transponders we had to put in. And I just need everybody to take the time, send me an email. I got the race computer loaded. I'll be doing it on an airplane tomorrow, answering your emails with your transponder. Please, please, please. It just makes for a better event. It's not my responsibility. I don't have to put them in to get you practice times, but we want to. So please, everybody, take a minute. You've all working on your cars. They're all sitting right next to you in your pit room or wherever. Take a picture, write the number down, send me an email, Scotty Ernst at Gmail. Everybody got the email I sent out a couple of days ago. Numerous emails that I sent out throughout the course of the year. Just my name, Scotty, right there, Scotty Ernst at gmail.com. No space, no dashes, anything like that. And so I'm trying to see if I got it. But here, you can see there's my just Scotty Ernst at gmail.com. No @ sign, just that. and it'll really help. I'll put it on here so you can see it. All right, there we go. Wow, I'm getting good with this technology. But send me an email, please, 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 everybody. That way, it just makes it easier. I can have 90% of them done before registration and everything set to go. So that's a tremendous help. If you would be so kind to do that, it would really help us out. We appreciate Edward CEO chiming in from the Philippines. How you doing, Edward? What time is it over there? It's about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, something like that over there. Edward helps me organize a big 8-scale buggy race called the Philippine Masters every year there in Manila that we do every April. And it's a big, big event. And good to have you following along. Thank you very much. Christian, how are you? Sean, you haven't gotten a response back. If you sent me an email, if you sent it in the last couple hours, I haven't. But if you want to resend it, that's fine. Yes, Ronnie, same as last year. Yes, it's still because it's a new event. So I need to put it in this year's event. Yes, the computer will see it with your name, but it's much easier if I just put it in ahead of time. So if you've raced with us numerous years, please send it along anyway so we can just add it ahead of time and you'll be good to go. Van Norris, yes, everything's going to be live on Facebook for sure. Facebook, YouTube, the book face, everywhere. Sean McClure. Well, I'll take a look at that, Sean. Please, would you forward that again to me? I don't remember seeing it. I thought I had all my emails answered last night, but feel free to send that to me again, Sean, and I'm happy. If it was a transponder email, I didn't get a chance to reply to all of them because I got a couple hundred of them. So, yes, if you sent your transponders to me yesterday, yes, I replied to a bunch of them, but I haven't got to all of them with just getting things ready. So, if you sent your transponder, I did get it yesterday. So, if it was a different email, Sean, go ahead, resend it. But, Mike, if you sent it yesterday, no need to resend. We got them all. I got a bunch of those in my folder for the event. But that's all I got, everybody. If there's no other questions, again, please send your transponders to us. We wish everybody a really safe trip, safe journey. Hopefully, it looks like the road should be pretty good over the weekend heading out there. And we're ready for see everybody on Monday. We start building basically tomorrow. Tomorrow is when everything starts. We're building and getting things ready. And our goal is by Monday to give you guys and girls a fantastic facility, make a temporary track, something pretty phenomenal. And we look forward to seeing everybody when we join up on Monday. So safe travels, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks again to all the sponsors I read earlier. It's going to be a great show. Live RC's coming. We're going to broadcast it to the world. So we look forward to seeing everybody on Monday. Have a great trip. And we're kicking off the 2024 season the right way. RC Chili Bowl, racing dirt oval, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Doors open at 9 a.m. on Monday. Have a good trip, everybody. We'll see you in Tulsa on Monday.